Hello, wrist-free warriors. This 30-minute flowing wrist-free practice is great if you have a wrist or hand injury. We don't put any weight in the hands at all, and we're going to flow between the front and the back of the mat. It's energizing and will give you energy for the day without totally exhausting you. If that sounds good, let's get going. Hello, so we're going to start standing at the front of the mat, but we are going to move side to side in this practice. Let's start with the feet about as wide as the hips. Roll the shoulders back, and let's take a big welcoming breath together. Deep inhale, long, slow exhale. Welcome to your practice. Baby chair pose. Bend the knees a little bit, reach the arms forwards. And then as you breathe out, come back to stand. Let's do that again. Bend the knees, arms come forwards. And coming back. You might go a bit lower this time, bringing the arms up by the ears. Big inhale, big exhale, back to mountain pose. One more time, big inhale. Exhale, mountain pose. We're going to step one foot back into a short warrior two stance. Front knee bends. Back leg is straight. Let's flow. Breathe in, reverse the position. Breathe out, reach that front hand forwards and away from you. Let's do that one more time. This time bringing both arms in like you could reach for something precious. And then one more time. Just warming up the spine, warming up your shoulders. And then warrior two. Lengthen your front leg gently. Triangle pose. Inhale forwards, exhale hand down, keeping the hand quite high, we're still warming up, resting it on the thigh or just below the knee. This pose is all about expansion, arms wide, pressing both feet into the ground. Two more slow, calm breaths. And then begin to bend your front knee, warrior two. Again, let's reverse. Then bring that front elbow just above your knee to rest on the leg. The other arm straight by the ear like an arrow. Try this with me. That back foot, take it a little bit further away and lower the hips into a deeper stretch. We're going to breathe for 3, 2, 1. Warrior two, coming back up. From here, reverse. And reach both hands forwards. Imagine you could pick up the sun or something precious, and we're going to carry it to the other end of the mat. Bend the knees, pivot on the feet, and warrior two. From here, step forwards to the other side of the mat, feet hip distance apart, mountain pose. Repeating, chair pose, breathe in. Mountain pose, breathe out. Step the other foot back this time, warrior two, second side. We'll reverse, breathe in. Front hand reaching, lengthening, stretching. And then going the other way. Both hands. Push into that front foot, nice strong hip. Flowing a little bit like a seaweed, sometimes called wakame arms. Then as you reverse, front leg lengthens, preparing for a very moderate triangle. Rest the hand on the leg somewhere, and then expand the arms. You are a superstar, and so shine and open like a star. Big shape in the body. One more breath here. And then bend the front knee, warrior two. Once again, flowing, reversing. Resting that front elbow just above the knee. Top arm by the ear, side angle pose. Again, you could take the back foot a little bit further away to deepen the stretch. This is a really active, strong shape. One more breath. And back into your warrior two. We're going to reverse, breathe in. Both hands reaching for the sun and carrying it low through the hips to the first side. Warrior two. Let's take a big bold step forwards to the first side of the mat. Mountain pose. You ready to make it a bit stronger? This time bring your feet together, knees together. Chair pose, breathe in. We're going to hold here. Option 1, breathing here. Option 2, you can lift the heels, sink the hips a little bit lower. Let's get shaky. 3. Quivering with excitement in my legs. 2. 1. Mountain pose. Step back, warrior 2. Same sequence, reverse. Both arms reach forwards, push into the front foot. Let's get strong. Reverse, front leg lengthens. Triangle pose, round 2. This time maybe that hand comes a little bit lower. Really press into the feet. Calm, deep breaths. 2 more. Really reach out and back into your warrior 2. We're going to reverse. Breathe in. Elbow onto the knee, side angle pose again. Top arm by the ear. Back foot a little bit further away. And this time we're going to reach that top arm to the back of the mat and take a big circle. 3. Let's get those shoulders cooking. 2. And 1. Up into your warrior 2. Reverse. Breathe in. Both hands reach forwards, carrying the sun. A little bit deeper in the hips this time. Warrior 2. Get ready for the big step. Giant leap for mankind. Front of the mat, mountain pose. Feet together, knees together, chair. Breathe in. Option to go lower. Option to lift the heels. This time option to come all the way down. Sit on the heels for 3. If you can't quite get there, no problem. I'm sure you're still working. 2. And coming back up together. 1. Stepping the other foot back again. Warrior 2. We're going to reverse. Breathe in. Reach both arms forwards. Breathe out. Flowing, front leg lengthens. Triangle number 2. Getting a little bit lower, maybe deeper into the stretch. And expand the arms and legs out. If you're never sure where to look, you can start by looking down, then maybe looking forwards. If it feels okay in your neck, you can even look up at the top thumb. Hello, friend. Bend the front knee, warrior 2. Reverse. Elbow to knee, top arm by the ear, side angle pose. Back foot a little bit further away if you like. Big circle back, down, forwards. 3. 2. 1. Alley up, warrior 2. Reverse, breath in. Both hands reaching, carrying, strong hips. Warrior 2. Big, powerful step forwards. Mountain pose. Let's take a breath. We're going to bring the feet together, knees together. Chair pose, hips back, arms by the ears. Option 1, breathe here. Challenging option. Bring your right foot to your butt, squeeze the knees together, go a little lower. 3, flamingo. 2. Step back, 1, warrior 2, opening wide. Let's reverse, same sequence. Both arms reach forwards. And then reversing. Lengthen the front leg. Triangle 3rd time is a charm. Maybe getting a little bit lower now. We're going to take the top arm behind the back this time. Really fold it across. And for bonus points, that top shoulder, roll it back and down away from your ear. 2 more breaths. That's it. 1, warrior 2. Your front foot, step it back a little bit, shorten the stance. It's half moon time. Take a breath with me. Calming breath out. Lean forward as you bend the front knee. We're going to float, hands free, back foot comes up, arms wide. If you have the balance, lift the leg higher, lower the hand, but it's staying off the floor for 5, 4, this is challenging, unless you've done it with me before. 3, it might still be challenging. 2, wobble, wobble. 1, warrior 2, step back. Let's wiggle that front foot forwards again. Reverse, breath in. Elbow to knee, side angle pose. Top arm behind the back this time. So option 1, breathe here, turn your chest to the ceiling. Option 2, back foot a little further away and fingertips onto the floor. No weight in the hand, so your hips are gonna have to work. Hand is really relaxed. Turn the chest, 3. Straight back leg, 2. 1, push up, warrior 2. Let's reverse. Very long stance now. Both arms reach forwards. We're going to carry something precious to the other side of the mat. Finding warrior 2. Big step forwards, mountain pose. Let's take a big breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Round 2, chair pose. Arms coming up, hips go down and back. Option to lift the other foot this time. Squeeze the heel to the butt. Flamingo. 1 more breath. Step back, warrior 2. Reverse, breathe in. Reaching for the fire and the strength of the sun. As you reverse, front leg lengthens. Triangle number 3 on the second side. Eventually the hand can come to the ankle or even the foot maybe. But wherever you are, top arm behind the lower back now, like you could wrap it across and then rolling that top shoulder in and down away from your ear. I've got very little weight in my hand on the leg, so my legs are having to work quite hard. 1 more breath, you've got this. And release, warrior 2. Wiggle the front foot in a little bit for your half moon. Take an inhale. Exhale, root the front foot. Here we go. Slow and steady transition. Back leg straight, arms wide. 5. If you're wobbling, that's great. It means your muscles are working really hard. 4. 3. Each practice we adapt and grow together. We get stronger together. 2. 1, step back, warrior 2. Lengthen your stance a little bit. Let's reverse. Side angle pose, elbow just above the knee. Top arm tucked away behind your back like you're a British butler. You might breathe here, or maybe take the foot further away at the back. Fingertips barely touching the floor. Strong hips, holding. 3. Deep breaths, 2. And 1, strong legs, warrior 2. Reverse, breath in. Both hands reaching forwards, carrying to the first side of your mat and back into warrior 2. We're going to mix it up. Straighten your front leg and turn both feet to face the long edge of your mat. Hands to your hips. Turn your toes in a little bit and then breathe in and lift your chest. We're going to fold forwards as we breathe out. You can bend the knees or keep the legs straight. Release the fingers or the hands to the ground. For a moment, take a breath in, lift your chest and lengthen your spine, and then breath out, let's fold. If you're very flexible, the hands might be flat on the floor. If you're feeling a little bit stiffer, bend the knees beyond the fingertips. 3 more breaths. You can relax the neck, relax the head. 2. And if it's more than 3 breaths, that's fine. 1, push into the feet, bend the knees to come up. Hands to your hips like you're on the cover of Vogue magazine. We're going to turn the heels in and the toes out. Make a fist with one hand in front of your chest and then cover the fist with the other hand. I'm going to widen my feet a little bit and let's test out the knees. Bend one knee, send the hips back into a side lunge. Just check the knee feels good. Okay, let's go to the other side. I'm making sure that my knee is pointing in the same direction as my toes so the knee is happy and healthy. When you're ready, we're going to go to one side. Up through center, strong legs to the other side. So that was the test. We're now going to hold over to that first side. Go down as low as you can and then come up an inch and hold there. That's usually where you need the strength. Then it's a little bit nasty. 4. Strong legs, stay with it. 3. 2, push into the feet. 1, up through center. Whoa. And to the other side. Go as low as you can and then come up an inch, hold there. 5. 4, really push into the foot. 3, 2, 1, into center. Release the hands. We're going to turn the feet back into warrior 2 and step to the first side of the mat. Just take a moment, find your breath. From here, we're going to take the feet as wide as the mat and slightly turn your toes out. Reach the arms behind you and place your hands onto the back of the pelvis, fingers on the glutes. Can you send your hips forwards and then squeeze your butt muscles? Engage your butt. Roll the shoulders back and down and begin to lift the chest into an upper back bend. Option 1, you might breathe here. Option 2, send the hips further forwards, arch back. If you feel a lot of pressure in your lower back, kind of backtrack slightly, build strength without pressure in the lower back. Couple more breaths. And then release. Bring the feet hip distance apart. We're going to come into chair pose. We're going to lift the heels. We're going to slowly lower down. I'm going to find a way to come and sit on the mat, however you choose to get there. Elegant as ever I was. Not. I'm sure you were more elegant than I was. We're going to bring the legs straight out in front. And then bend one knee and bring that foot against the other thigh so your hip can open to the side. If you're feeling really stiff, use your fingertips behind you and gently use the fingers to help lift the chest. If you've got a little bit of space, hands coming onto that front leg, maybe even the foot if you're feeling really flexible today. And let's relax the breath a little bit. As a little tip in these seated forward folds, rather than trying to get my head down, I'm trying to get my chest towards my front toes. So I'm lifting and reaching the heart forwards to really deepen the stretch. Let's hold for 3. 2, relax the neck and shoulders. 1, slowly come up. We're just going to change the legs really simply. So bring the other foot against the thigh. We're looking to sit tall. If that's hard, use the fingers behind you, otherwise holding the leg or the foot. I love to take a big inhale and lift my chest up and forwards. And then exhale, maybe get a little bit deeper into the stretch. These seated poses traditionally are felt to be really grounding and steadying. They're still quite strong, but there's a sense of pressing gently down into the ground and lengthening the spine. 3, 2, 1. Let's slowly come up together. We're going to bring the soles of the feet together into cobbler's pose. I've got my feet touching and I'm going to hold my shins or my ankles or my feet. As you breathe in, lift the chest and roll those shoulders down and back. And as you breathe out, take the chest forwards, like you're trying to get your chest over your feet. Sometimes when I do that, it kind of puts a bit of strain into my neck and shoulders. So, self-reminder, relax the shoulders, draw them down and back. This gives your back muscles a little bit of a chance to switch on so your neck can release. As we breathe, it can be tempted to try and push the knees down, but I've found over the years it's quite helpful just to allow the hips to relax open, and bit by bit we get more space. Let's take one more breath and slowly coming up. We're going to take the legs wide into a V shape. This doesn't have to be super wide, maybe about 70% of your maximum width. Again, if it's really stiff today, you can slightly bend the knees and use the fingertips behind you. Otherwise, press the legs into the ground, chest forwards, and maybe support with the hands. If you're really flexible, you might even come onto the elbows, but that might be something fun to work towards. You know, my kind of fun, stretching. But if you love the details, sometimes the feet get a bit lazy in this pose. So I'm going to flex the feet so my toes curl back towards my knees, and I'm going to point my toes towards the sky. That means my legs are a little bit active in the stretch. 3 or 4 more breaths. When you're ready, we'll start to come up. And it's that wonderful bit where we get to lie down for a moment. So just negotiating wrists and hands, however is best to come onto the back. We're going to place the feet flat on the floor, about hip distance apart, and then curling the tailbone and the hips off the ground. Just a final little release stretch for your hips and your abs at the front. And then rolling all the way back down. From here, straighten one leg out in front of you. Let's bring the other knee into the body with the hands. We'll take a final twist. Bring the bent knee over the body. And if you like, you can turn your head in the opposite direction of the knee, like it's done something shameful, you don't want to see it, so you look the other way. Your knee is beautiful, nothing shameful about it. For getting the twist through the whole spine and the neck. One more breath. And then we'll come back into center, and let's change sides. Again, you can turn your head in the opposite direction if that feels good. And sense the shoulders becoming heavy, relaxed. And we'll come back into center. Let's take a minute to rest, either with the knees bent if that feels good for your back, or with the legs straight in shavasana. You might choose to rest your hands on the front of your body if that feels good. And let's take one more big inhale together through the nose. Release through the mouth. Just check in with the muscles around your eyes and eyebrows. See if anything could soften or release or relax. You might check in with your jaw to see if anything could relax there. And inviting your shoulders to become heavy and deeply released into the ground. And inviting that wave of release and relaxation down through your torso, your hips, your legs, and your feet and toes. You can follow the gentle rhythm of your breath. That beautiful reminder to stay connected to who we really are, what's important in life. And you might send yourself a little appreciation for making it to practice today. When you're ready, let's take a breath in and stretch the arms out. And a breath out, walk your feet in. And I can't resist a little cuddle of my knees and a little rock. You might join me. And let's find a gentle way to come up to sit. Whatever way works for you, whatever's easiest. And we'll close in a seated position. You can rest the hands on your legs, or if it feels good, palms join at the heart. Again, just a gesture of acknowledgement for your practice, appreciation for making it, and doing something healthy or helpful for your well-being. We'll take a bow to close. Thanks so much for joining. I hope this practice benefits you. I'd love to hear from you. Please type in the comments below or check out my Patreon channel further below if you want longer practices and more content. There's loads of videos on there. Check it out. Until next time, enjoy your practice.